It's me. I came back. I'm going to send the link because unfortunately, I guess I was overstepping my bounds. And so now I just gotta chill out. I guess I was overstepping my bounds. Hold up, I'm trying to get the link so I can send it to y'all. It was getting good too. They're going it. They're such haters. Like, how are we supposed to watch it if we can't talk about it? Jeez Louise. That was one of the reasons, like, I get frustrated easily. I didn't want to do YouTube because I'm like, it's so many stupid rules. I mean, like, people can look at it and know it's not my content. But don't y'all want us to talk about it? Don't y'all want, I guess, but also too, I think where I was messing up at was I was just playing it, and not like clipping it up and stopping it. But I don't worry about it. They don't want me to watch their funky stuff. I'm not gonna watch their funky stuff. We can talk about other things. How y'all doing? So yes. Hi, anyone that's coming back in. They cut me off. We can't watch that. Wah, wah. But we can still sit and talk and sip. I want to kind of stay away from like that frustrating content, that kind of content where the people are talking bad about Black women and single mothers and stuff like that. I mean, sometimes I might talk about that stuff, but like generally I like having fun and I like uplifting the people that are in my space. I like uplifting myself, you know what I mean? And even when I was trying to make those first couple of videos that I was making and I was trying to like find clips and stuff to add in, what you sorry for it, even you ain't do nothing. That was the powers that be. You didn't do a thing. But yeah, like I was trying to find stuff to like put in my videos and it was just making me so angry. Like I was just getting my blood pressure was going up, my heart was beating fast, my body was getting hot. I was just like, I don't know if I can do all of that. So I prefer to just kind of watch like more positive things, but I'm gonna have to really look into what kind of content I can play on here like that and make commentary on. Like it's really confusing too, because like there are channels that will show, like for instance, I used to like watch Iyanla, and there are channels that'll show whole episodes of Iyanla. You know what I mean? Or Ready to Love, the different types of shows that people watch, whole episodes of Real Housewives and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know what the rules are. Oh, I do. I believe it, Tori, because I saw it happen before. But I thought for like shareable, those types of things that they didn't do it because they want stuff to go viral and they want, things to happen. So maybe if I don't know, but right now I don't even want to show their little funky stuff anymore because they have like little clips of it. I was thinking maybe it's just because I was too ambitious in showing the whole thing, perhaps. So maybe they'll let you do it if you do, little clips and you stop it in between and you talk and stuff like that. Then they don't consider it you like pirating or piggybacking off of their stuff. I don't know. I don't care. I feel like we can still have a fun night. Yeah, they want what they want to go viral. Exactly. I mean, and it is what it is. I can't really, I can't lay claim to other people's stuff. But that was but you guys, since you're back, and I appreciate you for that. If you want to, you could go ahead and put some things in the chat. He said, "Don't try." Yeah, I'm not gonna try. That's why I said they done turn me on. I'm that type of person. You make it difficult for me. Keep your little funky stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the intro again. So since this is a new thing all of its own, I'll make me a thumbnail later that won't have them on it. I won't blame them. They're fine. I love them. But I'm gonna play the intro and then we'll figure something else out to talk about. Mind mind you, I'm very sensitive about myself. Nobody said anything about my intro yet. I was waiting for somebody to be like, that's cute, I like that, or whatever. I worked hard on it, and I was struggling, man. The first couple things, I was struggling because my Wi-Fi was like, no, honey, no, not going to do it. We're going to chop it up, screw it, remix it. But you guys, and in the Discord, like if you have some other clips or something, I can go ahead and try to see like anything else you guys want to view. Because we can watch some other stuff. It's so hard. Like, how do you pick which clips? How do you pick which clips that you choose? Well, I know how you... but like, do you know what you could use in that, or you just kind of winging it too? Because it's hard out here. And I see so many, being such a consumer of YouTube content, I always would like wonder like, how does this stuff work? Because I would see people complaining about their stuff being flagged, or people calling the man on them, you know, trying to get them to take their stuff down. And so it just seemed like very complicated and annoying. Yeah, but I'm putting the link if anybody wants to come and chat with me while we figure out what to do, because they hating on us. And I'm going to open up the Discord. Davis, what are you even doing? Are you just in the room? Or are you out and about and you're watching us? Or what are you doing? I'm sorry I'm boring, y'all. And I'm going to go over to my YouTube and see what else is on. But my YouTube is weird. Like, I watch the weirdest things. Like, at night, I watch this Korean lady just living her single, childless life. She sews things and makes ridiculous amounts of food that she wants me to expect that she eats all alone. But for some reason, I think she does. And she's the teeniest little thing. It's really not fair. What is that? Oh, yeah, I forgot she'd be watching stuff. For those, I think it's back. For those who was watching FD Signifier, it's back. I don't know if he cut it or something. I don't know what happened, but it's back. It's an hour and 33 minutes long. It says he posted it 6 hours ago. So those who, I don't want to put that on either, because he's serious about his monetization. So he probably get me cut off too. I was gonna say we could watch that, but he don't play, as he shouldn't. My lips still dry. Get my little Pat McGrath. I remember I bought this expensive behind lip balm, but I like it. It's very heavy. No endorsements, I'm just saying. Were you talking about Lisa when I watch her at night? No, her name is it's called Plan D. It's probably what I've noticed is, since I watch her so much, a lot of content similar to hers comes up, and everything looks a lot similar, but hers is called Plan D, as in dog. So yeah, but it's very soothing content. Like, for a while, my kids just asked me the other night, they were like, why don't you watch some cabins? Because I used to watch, what was she called? Girl in the Woods. Her and her husband, she has a husband, his name is Bush Radical. Funny enough, I had found Bush Radical first, and he was like showing you how to make cabins in the woods by yourself, homesteading, you know, off-grid living, stuff like that. And then I started watching Girl in the Woods, and then sometime not too far in the future, I saw them both together, realized they were married, and they just show you how to live, you know, off the grid and stuff. So I was watching that for a couple months, and my kids was just like, why you stop watching that? You used to watch that a lot. I used to watch them little, those Asian men making those palaces in the ground out of dirt and sticks and stuff. Just I don't know, it's soothing. I used to watch, what was his name? Grandpa Cooks or whatever like that, where it'd be the Indian man that was cooking for the orphanage. And the thing is, you think that you are, you think that you're like the weirdest person in the world for watching this stuff, but apparently a lot of people watch this stuff. You'll see the views and things. I think we're all looking for just relaxing, non-political content that we can just kind of get lost in. Or at least I am at night. I don't know what that means. Theme is heading. What does that mean? Dang, they messed up my whole night. So I watch ASMR and watch chefs chop up onions and peppers to help me sleep. Yeah, like stuff like that. And like the lady I watch, she does a lot of cooking and you never see her face. She does some talking, but it's a lot of like chopping and frying sounds and all of that. She's, like I said, she actually sells garments and bags and things like that. So it's a lot of ASMR scattered in there as well. Let me see. I'm gonna go on to YouTube and see if I can find something safe we can watch because they be drawing. But I really wonder about that. I'm going to look into that. Like, how can you choose what you want to watch or what you want to like view on your thing without it being flagged? Because I thought it was mainly just like movies and music. You know what I mean? But that it's probably stuff that's like copyrighted. And silly of me, YouTube is like a major corporation. So of course they probably copyrighted their stuff. I'm looking on YouTube now trying to see what's here, what looks good. Yeah, I know y'all don't want to watch the stuff that's popping up on my thing. I'm like, they don't want to watch that. I watch like people repainting dolls and stuff like that. I'll be watching 1800 Colonial Cooking Channel and then get mad when I think about where I would be during that. Right? Like I am a fantasy type person. But yeah, I don't really get who's in the Themis. I didn't even see you there. Come on up, baby.
Hey.
Yeah. They hating on us.
Huh?
I said they hating on us.
I saw. Wait, where's my camera? I don't know. I've been drinking, so I apologize.
Me too.
Hey.
Hey.
All right, we probably should go into the room. I'm with Vanessa. She's somewhere else.
Hi, Vanessa. She's keeping you out in the streets like you should. Because you would probably have been in here tonight doing a live.
Right? I mean, I'm in here doing a live. I'm in here doing a Yeah. Oh, I miss you guys so much. This is hard for me.
Oh. See, now you know how it is. That's why we don't be dropping them off.
Right. No, drop them kids off. Oh, wait. What is this? Let me get these ones.
See, you done got out there. You getting grown. You want to keep showing off your body.
Look, at Single Fathers 2022. That's what we're doing.
You got to get back out there and get us a step mammy.
Creating Single Fathers. No,
yeah.
I didn't get to watch the video you were going to play. Obviously, I'm at dinner, but I'm sorry that I don't know how to explain YouTube, but it's annoying. I apologize. It's not my fault.
It's not your fault. I'm like, what are you apologizing for?
I'm apologizing because I told you to do it.
Themis, please stop fiddling with your shirt. We don't care. It's all, if that's how you was out there, that's how you was out there.
Well, that's not how I'm on here. I have to take care of my children.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
Period. No, where's Deanne? I wish Deanne was in here.
She probably working or something. You know, we in a different time zone.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. So what is up? What are you guys talking about now? Because you guys are hanging out.
Nothing. I just came, like you came in right after I came back on, so we really hadn't had a chance to start talking about anything. I was going to talk about, that, and they were like, nope. Just watch it. Just give us the views. You're not getting no views off of us.
I mean, there was what I wanted. I didn't see it on here, but there was a section on there that I thought I was waiting for you to get to. I saw the clip, and where it was talking about strong, the idea that Black women are strong, and I think Jackie Aina was
Deanne. Hi, Deanne.
that's someone called me. um, Jackie Aina was saying she rejected the notion that Black women are strong, and I thought that was an incredible part of the conversation. And I so
She
want.
does. Do you
I
follow her?
I do not anymore. I used to, but I don't watch her content really. I just
No,
follow
I
her.
don't mean on YouTube. I mean on Instagram. I follow her. Well, I follow. She has Lavishly Jackie on Instagram, and that's where
Period.
she kind of yes, and that's where she just kind of shows Black girl in luxury realness, and she'll have like these reels, and
Period.
one of them was like, "I reject the notion of having to be strong and this and that. I embrace softness." You know, it's that type of stuff. And there was another one where she was just saying like, people will say I'm extra or whatever. I just reserve the right to be as soft and, spoil myself as much as possible. And I'm just like, oh yeah, all of that.
By the way, I really do like her. I need to be more invested in what she's doing on Instagram because the
Mhm.
Black girl in luxury, I feel like she's a part of that, even if
Yeah.
she doesn't want to
She's a
be.
pioneer. And the thing is, I don't think she's doing very much on YouTube anymore.
We left our credit cards.
Oh, we left our credit cards at the restaurant. Yep.
Yeah. Did you leave both? Just one.
Both.
Look at you. You were trying to run back to us. See, you are a true parent.
Period. I have to make sure y'all were okay. I have to go to the restaurant now.
Okay. Well, thank you for blessing our live stream. And if you have time and you're not taking away from your actual life, don't do that.
Yeah,
You can
I
come
will.
back. But
I
if
will.
I find out that you weren't living life, I'm going to get you.
Bye.
Bye. Yes. So he brought up a very good point. I do embrace the Black girl in luxury thing, and like I watched for Harriet's live. I am a subscriber to her Patreon, and I watched when she was talking about just discussing the Black girl in luxury thing and how that is politicized and how some people are so like up in arms about it and everything. And so I really appreciate it. Like I said, being someone who follows Jackie Ina specifically, seeing her say, look, this is how I've always felt myself to be. This is how I am going to present. This is how I'm living. So it is what it is. And I embrace that. And even though I may not be able, to, execute at that level, I still feel like that's what, when I was talking about on Wednesday's live about refine your shine, that is what that's about. It's about finding what luxury means to you. And I was at this women's empowerment event, like I said, where we were talking to generations of women, and we were just talking about what luxury means to me. And what I came to the conclusion is luxury for me means being able to prioritize what I think is important in my life. Yeah, like what is your luxury? And my luxury is being able to choose what my priorities are at any given moment. So if my priority is looking good and having really, expensive experiences, then that is what my priority is. My priority is just focusing in on my children, because there were plenty of times in my life as a single mother where I felt like I couldn't just focus on my children. I felt like I had to be responsible and put a lot of my time, energy, and effort into providing, into going to work, into bringing money into the house, into being able to feed us and clothe us and shelter us. So I really feel like people get so upset at this idea of aspirational consumerism as luxury for women, but I think that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's what gets people in the door. And like I was talking about with I felt like a lot of us Black people like to be stimulated, or a lot of people in general public like to be stimulated. When I was saying, like, when you come into the YouTube space, people are looking for, you know, polarizing ideas, you know what I mean, as opposed to just general balanced wisdom and real life solutions and, you know, things. People are just saying sensational things. But luxury is, like True Mystique says, my luxury is free time and freedom. Absolutely. And I came to realize, like, that was my luxury too. Like, me and my friend, I talked on the last live about having this eat, pray, love phase where I was just like, I'm finding out what is important to me, and maybe I have to take a step back and kind of do these things one at a time to figure out, you know, what I like, find my flow. Then me and one of my really, really good friends, we just had this whole like year span time period of just like, we're going to go do whatever we want to do. Whenever we want to go out to eat, we're going to do it. Whenever we want to go on a little day trip or a weekend trip, we're going to do it. You know, we're just going to find ways and times to spoil ourselves, what that means to us and what we can afford to do. You know what I mean? We went to concerts, we went to the shore a bunch of times. You know what I mean? Like, we just did whatever we wanted to do, and we dressed how we wanted to dress, and we ate how we wanted to eat, and we went and tried new restaurants and found, you know, we went not just for eating purposes, we went for atmosphere, and you know what I mean? And then once we got that down, we started tackling, like, softening our life the way I was talking about before, like figuring out, okay, what is stressing me out? What don't I like? What is not feeding me? What, you know, about my career is kind of feeling draining instead of inspiring, you know what I mean? And slowly but surely, like, just making changes, calibrating. I love to use the word calibrating and figuring out what works. She said they hate a Black single mom not struggling. That, yes, absolutely. And so once we did that, now it's funny, like, and me and her always wind up in the same kind of phase where we'll get to a point where now it's like we're looking at our careers and we're like, okay, it's time to get back to work. We went through this phase when I was first setting up Level Up Single Mom on Instagram. I had wrote the book, and it was just an ebook. And I was like, okay, I'm taking all these courses, figuring out how to market it and trying to go live on Instagram every week and coming up with plans and syllabuses and all this other stuff. And then I was taking these courses in like Facebook ads and marketing and stuff like that. And at one point, me and her were both doing the same things. And like, we found ourselves spinning our wheels and going crazy. She said, yes, wig all askew. Absolutely. We just found ourselves going crazy and just getting burnt out. And it was like, okay, this isn't, I said I had to put it down for a while because it just wasn't feeling good anymore. It wasn't feeling like where I wanted to be anymore. And I knew it was important work, but like, I'm working a full-time job and I have kids, and I you know, it's not paying off. You know what I mean? And so that was when I kind of found Themis. I was just like, oh, here's this community where I can come and just let loose and be myself and express myself in a way that I don't get to express myself in my regular everyday life. Like, I have a lot of very, like I said, loving, warm relationships, but that intellectual conversation, I was missing it. And then I just kind of melted into that in his thing, and lo and behold, then he's like, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, saw your book, we're going to read it. You know what I mean? So then when it was time, it was like brought to me. So I feel like it's really important for us to at least be able to see someone like a Jackie Aina and go, oh, it is for me. I am allowed, you know, just like I needed Tiff to tell me on Wednesday that I was allowed to, and Deanne, to take up space. You know what I mean? Because you can see me, the hesitation. I don't want to overstep. I don't want to take too much. You know what I mean? She says, I don't think you understand the joy it brings seeing single moms and plus size women live a soft life and dress themselves up and be loved on. You know what? Absolutely. Because it's funny, Saweetie was on there, and I remember for Harriet, she was talking about how people always want to come down on Lizzo, you know, about being fat. And then they'll always say, oh, it's health, it's health, it's health. And it's like, no, she's not. Lizzo sings, she dances, she plays a flute. And then she'll still come and be like somewhat out of breath, but never, she's never like you would think she would be, like a lot of people who aren't that big are just living regular life. But then they show Sweetie struggling through this performance, and then she has to walk over to the stage and talk, and she's like, and then she get over there and talk about some big mama. You know what I mean? And nothing against her. Like I like Sweetie for the same reason I like Jackie Aina, because she's just saying, hey, I'm cute, I'm pretty, and then like I embrace it. I don't care what anybody thinks I look like. I know how I feel. You know what I mean? And I present that. So it is what it is. Yes, they do drag Lizzo for living her best life. Like I said, I had to sit and explain to him, like, I don't appreciate the way people treat Lizzo, because, and it's not even so much like they hate people using the term fat phobia. But what else is it? If you're offended by a fat person just living, and then they'll sit and use the excuse, oh, well, Lizzo does some things. And mind you, she does do things that I wouldn't do, and that I'm just like, come on, girl. You know what I mean? But so do so many other, acceptable size women. And yes, Cardi B gets slack for her being her. Megan gets slack for being her and everything like that. But Lizzo's is specifically about her being fat. And how dare you? How dare you want to pretend? How dare you think yourself on the same level as a acceptable size girl, a healthy girl? You know what I mean? And even like, I don't know if you know Jessamine Stanley. Jessamine Stanley is a yoga instructor. So she doesn't just do yoga, she teaches yoga. And she's a big woman. She's a fat woman. Let's just say that she's a fat Black woman. And they were showing, Themis was showing it, that guy, when that other white guy was talking about it. I think he's Australian or something, and saying like, oh, this is the new face of fitness or whatever like that. And it's like, you damn right. All my life I grew up and there would be big people who were, they say healthy as a horse. There were big people who would do a lot physically. You know what I mean? But people want to lean on that idea, is that othering and that hierarchy of, oh, well, I'm not that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, mind your business. Just mind. It would be so different if people could just be comfortable in their skin and mind their business. I'm so tired of hearing people who, according to them, don't like people who look like me, aren't interested in people who look like me. You know what I mean? Like I say, have no vested interest in my people who look like me in their well-being, but want to talk about, oh, you're unhealthy, oh, this, oh, that. Like, you don't care about my health. My insides could be green and liquefied, but as long as I had the shape that you like, you know what I mean? Like, I could be burping toxic waste, and as long as I looked a certain way, you be trying to figure out how to have sex with me. You know what I mean? So and the thing is, they still are having sex with fat women. Fat women are pregnant all the time. So it's really incensing to me. She said, just because you're big doesn't mean you're not healthy. I've never had like, oh, your blood pressure's up, oh, your heart, oh, you're breathing. I've never had that when I've gone to the doctors. I've always been completely healthy. Now, I do know because I've lost certain people to like cancer and stuff like that. And sometimes you have to ask them to test for other things. But I'm just saying, like, in general, I've never had blood pressure issues. I've never had heart issues. I've never had sleep apnea. I've never had, those types of things. Now, I will say, I want to say like 2019, I did make myself lose about 30 pounds because I was working at Ross and I was standing up all day and my knees had started hurting out of nowhere. And I just was like, I remember being so scared because I was like, I'm only in my 30s. I don't want to have to get knee surgery. Like, that is where my mind went to. And so I changed my diet. I actually started doing a keto diet and I lost like 30 pounds and my knee pain went away. But what I'm saying is, like, every fat person is not dying. I mean, we're all dying. So every fat person is not like on the brink of death the way they try to make it seem, like, to justify them minding their business. Basically, she says a fat Black woman I frustrate people because me getting what I want out of life shows up the fact that they're doing the right thing, ain't it? They are trying to earn self-worth and success. But the thing is, doing the right thing by what? Because the thing about weight and stuff is a lot of people, most people aren't whatever weight they are because they're doing anything in particular. Like most people are just living in their whatever weight they are. You know what I mean? Now there are some people who are fit and, you know, working at it and working at having a certain body type and working at staying a certain weight and everything like that. But most people are obese. Yeah, in America, like most people are obese. Isn't that the case? Hey, Lancinette. If you're talking,
Hi.
I can't hear you. Hi, how are
Can you hear
you?
me? Can you
Yes,
hear
I
me now?
can now.
Oh, sorry. Just want to come say hey. It's a
Hi.
fellow fruitcake. I wanted to share a story since we're on the health topic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've had one concern about my health ever since and it's crazy. I was 140 pounds for my height. That's not like that's within the normal because
Mm-hmm.
I'm 5'6". 140 pounds is right in normal.
Mm-hmm.
I did a blood work, and at 140 pounds, they said I had high cholesterol. So I'm like, it's just to say that it's not about weight, it's about how you take care of your body. Because I was not, because I could have eat whatever I want, because I never gained a pound. I ate whatever I want. I was eating all junk food and everything. So it's never about your weight. It's like they just trying to make it about weight, but it's not about weight. It's about how you take care of yourself behind the scenes. Because I know people who were bigger than me at that point who were eating healthier, had better diets, had more stamina than I did. And I
Mm-hmm.
had to like really reflect on what I'm consuming. And the crazy thing is I'm like 20 pounds heavier than I was then, and I'm healthier 20 pounds
Mm.
heavier than I was when I was 140 pounds. And it's like it's a lie. They're not concerned. They just hate seeing someone bigger than them enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's
You
really what it is.
there's a movie on Amazon Prime. It's called what's her name? Somebody, I don't remember what the main character's name is, but it says Brittany. Brittany runs a marathon. And it was this, she's a bigger girl. And she just like generally white woman, generally overweight, schlumpy looking, you know. And so throughout the movie, she just decides she wants to get healthy and she wants to run a marathon. Her overall goal is she wants to run a marathon. And so she starts making the necessary changes, and you see like the changes in her friendships. Her one friend who was always just really, really pretty and stuff starts hating on her because she, you know, when your dumpy friend starts changing, sometimes it messes with your sense of your place in the hierarchy. And so she loses all this weight, but she hurts herself. She like starts overworking out and can't run the marathon because of a sprain or something in her foot. And she goes back to her sister's house, and her sister's husband is having a birthday party, and this big woman comes, like this fat woman who's fatter than she even was when she was bigger. And she has a loving, doting boyfriend. And so she's gotten drunk and she's looking at this woman and she winds up like berating this woman at the thing. So later on, she apologizes to the big woman, and the woman writes her email back and is just like, look, I've been where you are. I know how you feel, but I'm tired of feeling like I don't get to be happy because I'm the way I am. You know, like I'm going to live my life and I'm going to love myself. And I watch it. Yeah, it is a great movie. I love that movie. I watch it every now and then because it really like just makes me feel really good. And that's really all it is. Like, and now the same way single mothers, the same way women, the same way every oppressed group is starting to say, you know what? I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like for me, I just want to be happy. I want to be comfortable in my life. You're always going to get the other people, like I said, were feeling like they were better than you, saying, you know, trying to find some kind of way to rain on your parade. And I most definitely am not standing for it. Like I've been overweight. I think when I was younger, like in my single digits and stuff, I was considered like normal weight or whatever. But in my adolescence, I started packing on pounds. I'll say like 10 and up. And I'm done. Now, mind you, can I lose weight? Yes. Will I lose weight? Probably at some point. I'm trying to soften my life to the point where it feels effortless for me. It's not something I want to kill myself to do and hustle hard and all of that. That's not what I want for myself. But yeah, I'm going to get there because it's in my sight as far as my vision of my life. But I don't care about what nothing anybody, especially people that are straight up saying they don't like me, are saying about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm here too on that health journey. And I realized that because even now, like I said, I'm 20 pounds heavier. I was heavier on the health journey. And
Mm-hmm.
when I remember throughout no part of my life was I ever considered big. And don't understand, even when I was 110 pounds, I thought I was fat.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I was like, high school, even in my early 20s, I was like, I need to lose weight. I need to get in shape. And now I'm there and I'm like looking at these pictures, like, what was wrong with me? Looking back and I'm like, I think I look sick in those pictures. I'm like, why my body just looks so tiny. My head looked big. It doesn't look normal. And it's like, I was wondering why I kept thinking I was fat. I'm like, I'm so fat. And like, I just hated my body and there was nothing wrong with it. And it's like now I'm older and I'm looking, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm learning to love whatever size I'm in at whatever point I'm at, as long as I'm not. And the only reason I'm on this weight loss journey is because I found myself going up steps the stairs and just can't breathe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's
now
what
I'm
I'm
like,
looking. I'm paying attention to, like, how does my body feel?
yeah,
And like I said, I've never really felt unhealthy until, like, I'll say within the last 5 years or so. I started noticing, hey, I can't breathe. Or, well, you know what? No, when I stopped working at Ross, because when I was working at Ross, I was walking to work, I was walking from work, I was walking at work, so I could do anything. But then when I transitioned to working from home, it's like I'm not moving, I'm sitting all the time, I'm laying all the time. So now it's like, that I don't like.
yeah.
But I was still the same weight.
It was just you were a different part of your life. You weren't as active, I guess.
Yeah, I need the activity part. And like I said, I have no problem. And they'll sit and say, oh, you're promoting obesity. No, I'm promoting that it's okay for me to be alive and walking around on this earth.
Yeah.
I just happen to be obese while doing it. And I'm not going to feel bad about that. But I don't think that you should be. And I hate when they're saying, oh, shaming is good. People shaming other people is not good. Shame can be used as a tool if you're looking within yourself and identifying it. And that's why I say, like, accountability is a tool. It's not a weapon. But so many people want the right to weaponize accountability to, manipulate you into doing what they want you to do for their benefit. And like, no, we're not having it.
No. Well, I just wanted to share my story and thank you so much for hosting tonight.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, I was sitting all day like, oh yeah, I'm going to watch Steve. And then I'm looking in the chat. They're like, oh yeah, he's not going on.
Themis is out there having fun. I appreciate everything he does for us and his weekly lives. But I'm glad he's out having fun and enjoying himself.
Yeah. I bet he'll be, if I stay on much longer, he'll be back. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. It's 11:30 a.m. here. I'm over
okay. Where are you?
In Japan, Okinawa.
Oh my goodness. Oh, how is that?
Oh, it's nice. I'm like, my husband's in the military, so we're stationed here. We're coming back to the States soon, and I'm not ready for the American attitude.
I'm sure. Child. Well, are you guys gonna, like, how long are you gonna stay in America?
We don't know. Possibly for a while because he's gonna go back to finish dental school, his degree, and then go to dental school. And I'm just gonna go back to masters and get our careers together.
Okay.
In the States, so probably for a while, but I'm just not ready for the
the culture shock.
Culture shock, yeah. But it was fun here while it's lasted.
Well, that's all right. Y'all get your careers together. Y'all make your money. You stack up, and those are some good fields there. So maybe you'll be able to kind of stack up enough money to transition into a different type of lifestyle.
Yeah,
So you can go back wherever you want to go for however long you want to go there.
I think so.
You're
And I'm gonna go
welcome.
back. I'm gonna be in the chat, probably
Okay.
in your chat and
Thank
watching.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I like having you guys here. I like hosting. It's nice, but I still need Themis to do the lives on Fridays because that's my party. This my club. I don't go out. I used to be like, Themis is on all the time. Why is he on all the time? Like he's the nice looking guy, man about town. Why is he not out? But truthfully, ain't nothing out there. It's annoying going outside to me anyway. AJM says, I work in fashion and I hate when just lose weight is the answer to there not being enough great clothing in the market. Like women aren't losing 100 pounds by a date they have this weekend, idiot. Listen, let me tell you something. Now, like I say, I have been overweight since adolescence. And I my grandma, I stayed with my grandma. My grandma was born in the 50s. So she didn't quite understand the fashions that I was dealing with when I was growing up. And when I was growing up, which was like the 90s, early 2000s, that's when I was doing like adolescence and teen years. I wanted to dress a certain way. And they didn't have the type of variety that they have now for bigger women and girls that they did then before. Like I had to wear clothes, or at least I thought I did because she was the only one, kind of styling me. But no, they didn't have as much variety for bigger people. And they definitely didn't really look at children as being bigger. You know what I mean? Like children's clothes were for regular sized children. So I used to have to wear clothes from the stores that my grandmom shopped in. You know what I mean? And that was very, very like, it made me not even want to get into fashion. You know what I mean? It made me just kind of feel like I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So I just kind of put it to the side. But nowadays, I love that we have that plus size options. You know what I mean? And we have more things now, not as much, but I do see it because I'll watch the runway shows on YouTube and stuff. And I am seeing more representation in high fashion now for bigger women. You know what I mean? It's not fully there, but it's getting there. And I love that that's happening. And I just hate this whole discussion about attacking body positivity. Now I do know, because unfortunately, like I said, because people like sensationalism, there are some people who are like ridiculous about it, and they're just like, oh yeah, when people lose weight they're attacking them. But people will attack you for being anything, no matter what you do, somebody's going to be upset about it. But yeah, like I just, it's very frustrating. But I'm glad, like you see, for those of you who saw my daughter in the Discord, like I was so happy to be able to find something, because I never would have been able to find something like that in her size, if it were me, when it was me. She says, sis, you're telling my story. I used to have to shop at the Avenue in Lane Bryant. I was able to find some trendy things growing up, but not a lot. I was in Weight Watchers by the time I was, wow. Man, the Avenue, I used to have to shop. My grandma would take me to like Dress Barn, and we would go to Kmart and Ross and all of those type of things that I just remember. Like I would look at the stuff that I could fit, because the emphasis was always, does it fit? But it wasn't, I'm looking over at the kids clothing my age, and I'm like, I want to look cute. You know what I mean? Like, yes, okay, I love it to fit, but I want to look cute. I want to look like someone my age. And it was just so hard. And I remember when Ashley Stewart came out, I liked Ashley Stewart. I liked the idea of Ashley Stewart, but I did not like Ashley Stewart's clothes. It was always just like orange zebra print and everything. Like I didn't want to look like the Parkers. You know what? Like that's not my style. That wasn't my style, but that was like all you had, because that was the closest thing to having like trendy clothes that were my size. But it was just it was so frustrating. She's a dress bar and a fashion bug. Fashion Bug, I did like Fashion Bug. Had some bangers, though. Rainbow too. Oh, I love me some Rainbow nowadays. Like now that they have started making sure that they have trendy stuff for people our age. I'm a Rainbow shopper. There's so many things in here. Rainbow. Ashley Stewart is 100 grand apart. Yeah, like I was just like, what is this? And then too, I didn't come from rich people, so it was like I always, and I still kind of do look for the stuff that's on sale and things like that. Like I would see some stuff in Ashley Stewart that was less loud, but it wasn't the stuff that was on sale. And, I was just very always conscious about trying to not take up too much space financially and attention wise, energetically, and things like that, because I was so much bigger. You know what I mean? And I remember a period of time in middle school really trying to kind of fade into the background. So it's hard. It's hard out here, but I thank God for the Lizzos. You know what I mean? That are just, when I remember I heard it was that song, Worship Me. I heard that song before and I liked it or whatever, but I didn't know it was Lizzo. And then when I found out it was Lizzo, I really was like, oh yes, I love it. And I just really got into her, and I loved her message, and I loved the way she presented herself. Like I said, sometimes it's like, ugh, but there's other people that are regular size that I'll still are kind of cringy too. Like Megan's that new video of her and Ashley Stewart has toned down a lot. The last time I was in the Ashley Stewart, I was like, okay. It didn't give me anxiety walking in there. It wasn't like it used to make me think of, what was that? Madagascar. I like them big. I like them chunky. It used to make me think about that when I would walk in there. But I went in there the last time, like some years ago, and it was more demure, and like it has some color and stuff too, but it wasn't all of that. And what was I saying? I'm sorry, I threw myself off with that little dance freak. Oh man. You said it was hard to find cute plus size clothes that were affordable. I remember how expensive my bras used to be in high school. It was ridiculous, but I would need the support. Black, white, and beige. Child. Black, white, and beige. Yeah, like the selection. I'm so happy now that kids can actually they can express a sense of style. It's not just utility. Because it really just felt like I was just dressing for utility because I was bigger. And then Style Your Curves, Fashion Effect. Yeah, and Just Be. My grandmom used to get those magazines, Woman Within, Romans, stuff like that. And I remember they had this one that was more so for, I feel like, younger women, probably like young adults, early 20s or whatever, early to mid 20s. And it was called Just Be. And I saw that in high school. It says most of my friends from high school are plus size, and I do know they really did have subconscious issues about their size. All beautiful girls, but that social imprint sticks, and it really does. Like I just remember in high school feeling like I wasn't worth it because I was bigger. And actually I did attempt suicide one time because I was the biggest. Ultimately it was because I was the biggest girl in my friend group. And I had a boyfriend, but me and him had broken up. And well, he had broke up with me, but he broke up with me because I was college bound and he was not. And I have to say, just because I have experienced it, he was probably what one would consider maybe like a Dusty on paper, but he was the sweetest, kindest person, man that I've ever dealt with romantically to this point in my life. And I remember that conversation, and he came to me face to face and he said, look, you're on a path. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but you're on a path that I'm not, I can't go with you. And I feel like you might actually surpass me. And, I'm just basically like, I'm going to let you go to do what you're bound to do because you're so smart and you're going to college and, you probably won't want me. And so I'm just going to let you go now. And I always appreciated that, and I always kept that with me. But like after that, I could feel, even if I couldn't fully articulate it, I just felt othered. You know what I mean? I just felt like there was something about me that were making boys and men relate to me differently. And it made me feel very and especially early 2000s, that was the height of exoticals. You know, that was the what was that called? What was that show? That countdown show on BT. I don't know why I can't remember what it is, but after school playing the videos and all of it earlier 2000s, you know, it was all about the Hispanics and the exotic looking, the Asians, and they would just blatantly just go, oh yeah, this is what's beautiful. You know what I mean? I'm black, unambiguously black. I don't have no baby hairs. I'm fat. You know what I mean? Like, what was I going to do? And I just remember just feeling like that was it for me. BBLs are out of control. Big girls be having bellies and back fat out here. We're not all hourglass. Exactly. Like, yeah. And that, I feel like that is a problem that we're having now as a society. Like, even though they do have options like Fashion Nova Curve and everything, it's always the little waist. The little waist, you know, not too much shown for bigger arms, because I've always had bigger arms. Big butt. I don't have a big butt. You know, I have lots up here, but I don't have a big butt. I have some stomach. You know what I mean? I'm a general big girl. And it's hard sometimes to feel worthwhile when you don't have that shape. He said he let you go because he had given up on himself. At least he didn't hold you back. Yes, and that was the thing. And that's something, you know, that in the years since I've grown up and been doing a lot of inside work, I recognize that I always respected him because he actually came, for those of you who know my story, you know, that I wrote my book about my experience as a single mother or whatever. But when I first got pregnant with my oldest daughter, because me and him were friends for a long time after that, because I knew like he really was down for me. He had wound up getting some other chick pregnant. And he had a baby. He had sons. Actually, he had 2 babies, to be quite honest. But I remember when I got pregnant with my oldest daughter, and he was like, look, we could put my name on the birth certificate and we'll get married and blah, 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 blah. And I just remember looking at him and I was like, I knew that I was still hung up on that idea of being the perfect family with my oldest daughter's father. So I just was like, I also thinking of that pain of being a child that was left behind by her parents. I thought about his kids and just like how they would feel knowing that he married me with somebody else's child. You know what I mean? It was just so taking on the world. You know what I mean? Taking on the world's problems. I just didn't want, and like I said, but mainly because I knew that I still had unresolved feelings for my baby father, and me and Tiff was talking about it, that digmatization. I knew that I still wanted some of that, and I wasn't 100% sure that I wouldn't indulge. So I didn't want to disrespect him because he had been such a good person to me and a good friend. I didn't want to disrespect him by, you know, roping him in and then cheating on him with that loser, you know, that loser at the time. So I just was like, I know, you go ahead and take care of your kids. She said, early 2000s, just throw it away. I stopped watching it. Yeah, 106 in Park. That's what I was trying to think of. 106 in Park. But you know something, even though it was a horrible time for my self-esteem, it really was a good time. The music was popping, the fashion, you know, and it's all coming back. Like I'm learning. One of the new lessons I'm learning in my level up process is how to extract the good from the bad, get rid of the bad, but still keep the good. Because I was the type of person that I was just like, if any of it was bad enough to make me sad, then it was all bad. I couldn't think about any of it without thinking about the bad parts of it. So what I'm learning how to do is take the good and hold the good close. But yeah. Yeah, so what else do we want to talk about? That was a nice little chunk of time we was talking about. Any other subjects you want to talk or hear my thoughts about, you know? And of course, Let me share the link. I forgot. It's up to me to keep sharing the link because I'm not just viewing tonight. Girls, you see how a lot of girls are trying to get these BBLs reduced now, though they're saying since Kim K got her butt reduced that now everyone wants a natural shape. Did she? I can't tell. She still look a little off to me. I mean, I don't know. They're saying she did, but so was it implants? Like that's the part that don't be sitting with me. Like, how does this work? Like, what did she get? Was it fat put in there, and did she get the fat sucked out? Like, what? How does it work? I don't know. And you know what's funny? It's so sad. Like Demon said, Kanye said he gave them the culture, and how dare he? How dare he? You know, knowingly give it to these others, and now it didn't work out for him. Early 2000s was. I love Paris Hilton. I love Paris Hilton. Like she was a delight to me. She was hilarious. She said my daughter is super skinny, so she feels out of place and not pretty because curvy is in now. I joke she was born in the wrong area. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. I'm thinking about all the videos and stuff. I'll watch like the videos because that's my music. And the girls at that time were so just naturally beautiful. Like that was when those were bodies made in the gym or just born that way. You know what? Maybe they'd get some titties, but other than that, like the women were just beautiful, and the makeup was just like, just fresh. You know what I mean? Just fresh and dewy skin, actual skin. You know what I mean? She said, I think Kim got fat transfers back. Yeah, it's probably when you got the money you can do. Now, don't get me wrong. I do follow some crazy, and I'll post some in the Discord, some crazy good plastic surgeons that you would never know. Like they are alchemists. They are wizards, okay? It does not look like plastic surgery at all. It looks like a time machine or, one of those DNA machines where people just go in and they come out something different. You know what I mean? Like it looks amazing. And I'm not going to lie to y'all and say that if I ever got the money that I wouldn't indulge. I'm not even going to lie to you because something that's just that good is just that good. You know what I mean? But the things that it's always blown my mind the way people will search out for discounted surgery. Discounted surgery. I always say there are two things that I do not want to discount for, and that is tattoos and surgery. I want to pay full price. Charge me up. I don't want, because you ever seen people, they go to them tattoo parties and their tattoos just look like the scribbles of toddlers. You know what I mean? Like, She said I would backflip on the table for a tummy tuck. Okay, give me that mommy makeover stat. Okay. So I thought about getting breast implants, but I was like, nah. Yeah, I've seen some stuff about, but now they can do the fat transfers. You know what I mean? She said, ooh, please pay for playing with you. Yeah, like how many people have to die or have all them lumps and they're putting house building materials in their body. Like that is just so bizarre to me how that would seem reasonable. At any level, that I don't get it. She said, "Post get these BBLs with the thighs and upper body doesn't match. They faces. You ever seen body with just an obese face, but this sculpted body? You know what I mean? It's just crazy to me. Like, what do you think you look like? What do you think you look like? Because what's in here is not matching what I'm seeing." You know what? Like it's not. It's worth what you thought it was worth. And the thing about dudes is, you'll think, oh well, I'm getting all these men or whatever. These dudes will put their things in anything and keep it on move. You know what I mean? Because they still won't love you. It's some of the most beautiful women, and they still aren't. Because a lot of these dudes that are going for that type of thing aren't even capable of truly loving anyone or connecting with anyone. If we're being quite honest. People's bodies are disproportionately shaped with these surgeries. Absolutely. Even when they pay full price, they die or have complications. Have you seen the fat transfers into hands? Oh, you said it makes 60-year-old hands look like 20. I believe it. I've seen some things. She said house build material. She's a brick house going too far. Yes. Deanne, you've never seen those stories. It was this one lady, I want to say within the last decade or so. She was operating out of New York, I think, but I think she was like West Indian or something, or from the UK. And she was she was giving people butt implants with like silicone, but it was like it was from Home Depot. She was injecting building grade silicone into people's behinds and they died. Somebody died. She said, what was the name of the girl from Love and Hip Hop who almost died because she went overseas for her mommy makeover? Was that the light skin one, the one that was on Iyanla? I can't think of her name right now for some reason, but I'm seeing her face in my mind. They'll surely put it in any. Yeah. Have you seen Philly Saw from? I heard about her just to have stomach done. Also, she was showing off her plastic surgery online. Somebody was just talking to me about that last night. My girlfriend was just talking about me. Why is Steve back? She said, "Why is my Uber a Tesla? Cause you that bull, as they should. They knew when you're chauffeuring a king, you ride up accordingly. Fix a flat, yeah." I saw that silicone caulk injection. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's always been so crazy to me, this idea that people are like, oh, I just have to have things. And where were we talking about that at? Was that on my live or somebody was talking about it and they were saying like the black people, I think it was on the one from last Friday. They were saying black people spend so much to look like they're having certain experiences. She said last 3 Uber rides of mine were Tesla cars. Where y'all Teslaing at? Because I don't be getting Hyundais and Volvos and who was the best one? I think I've had a Lexus or two or a BMW once. Hazel E, not Nasal E. Don't do her like that. As a woman with a big nose, don't do her like that. Yeah, Hazel. She got a surgery. Yeah, I don't play about that. I don't understand. I want to save my coins. I want to say, she said, I live in San Francisco. There are lots of Uber Teslas here. I'm going to see if I can see. What are these doctors' names that I follow on my regular Instagram? Oh, yeah. While we're here, while I have a captive audience, follow me on Instagram at Level Up Single Mom. You can follow me on my regular, too. It's called I Am Minx Beauty. That's just my regular Instagram. But Level Up Single Mom is the one where I'm helping the community. But I just do my other one for shits and giggles every now and then. If I see any of them, because I'm not going to go out of my way to try to see him. Here he go. Look, Dr. Mikram. I'm about to send his page to my other page because y'all don't understand. This is sorcery. Okay. I want to find it. Who's sending me requests? I don't care. I don't want to see what they got. Now let me see what y'all saying. So I live in San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, okay. I went to California twice. I went to San Diego and I went to San Jose. No, I went 3 times. I went to San Diego, I went to San Jose, and I went to Los Angeles and I loved it. She said, didn't she almost die twice? Yes, she did. And she's not going to stop. She said she's a colorist, so nasal E it is. Well, hey. What can I say? Let me go ahead and share this. So this is just one of the people that I follow. One of the plastic surgeons, because I'm keeping them in my Rolodex. You never know. You never know. You heard it here first, folks. If I get the money, you will see a different me. New year, new face. Who this? Watch this. Watch this alchemy. Watch this sorcery. You see this? You see this? It's brazy. Ooh, will it go to the next one? Look at her. Look at her. Look at that. You see that? Wow. I'm just going through. Let's see which ones. Oh, he doing so much talking. He fine too, though. I ain't even gonna hold you. Look at this. He does vertical restore. And he's not the only one. If you want, I'll share him look at her. This is how he got me on his page. Look at this. She look like paint. Look at this. I gotta see what y'all saying. I gotta see what y'all saying about it. Because it ain't a joke. Like, have you ever seen anything like she said, who this? Let me jot down the name of that doctor. Yes. Okay. Do you see this? This is kind of wild. I don't know who the other guy. Let me see some other ones you say. Like, it's not a now that one right here. I'm not no comment, but you know, it is what it is. He can only do so much. Yeah, look at her again. I saw in some of the comments, one of the people was like, can you please show some black people? Now, I will say it's not a lot of black people on these people's pages that I see. It's another guy that I follow that does like bodies. He need to give me a discount because I'm telling people about his stuff. Look at this. Jesus. Look at this. Look at this. Look at here and look at here. Are y'all seeing this? She said, what's your ad? My mom been asking me to find someone. You ain't ugly. You just need buddy. Like none other. You ain't never lie. My ad is I am Minx Beauty. That's my regular page. That's where I follow all the plastic surgeons. You can also follow me at Level Up Single Mom on Instagram as well. Oh, his ad is Dr. Let me see. What does it say? Dr. Amir, Amir, Karam, Karam. Because it ain't a game. It's real out in this shoe. She said, black don't crack like that, so I follow black body doctors. Oh, yeah, I got one of them, too. I just happen to see, because you just never know. You want to keep somebody in your wheelhouse. You know, you never know. Let me look and see who I'm following. If I could find the body doctor, body. Because I do follow some. But yeah, I just was like, oh, this how you doing it? She said, I may need this man when you're 80. Of course. And the way things is going, you probably will be up and kicking. What's her name? Let me find her. See, because we're going to talk about this since we're talking about looks and black people in age. Miss Bo Tally. I'll go there. We'll find her. Y'all know her? Y'all know Bo Tally? This is a 70-year-old woman or something. I forget how old she is. I want to say she's in her 70s. She's not playing with us. She's not playing with us. Okay, look at this. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know that, fitness, and that's her husband. They're the same age. No problem. No problem. That's what I'm saying. They want to sit there and talk about. She said, it even says save the doc's info for me. Right? That's why I'm following, because I don't want to lose touch. But like, I know it's in the cards for me to start in that portion of my journey or whatever. So that I don't feel no pressure because of these raggedy behind men talking about me. Okay. Let's look at Bo. Look at Bo. And she's a grandmama. Okay. I was watching Crazy Rich Asians, and I told my daughter when she do have kids, they have to call me Amma. That's gonna be my name, Amma. Look at her. She said, what? Face and body saying 25? This woman is at least in her 60s. At least. I feel like she's in her 70s, though. Face and body on 25. If that. Ain't nobody playing with these raggedy bums. Listen. So they're like, okay. Do your high intensity interval training and get a source of collagen. That side can be stopped or reversed. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, refine your shine all day. That's all right, because us fruitcakes gonna be out here. Hold on, I'm gonna stop my camera really quick to see if that's my car. I don't think, no, that's not my car. My car would have been like, ah! Somebody's car. Wait a minute, let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna check and see if it's my car. I'm gonna stop my cam. Yeah, that's not my car. That's somebody's car. My neighbor told me they out here siphoning out people's gas. Siphoning people's gas out of their tanks. Like I can't say that word anymore, but like remedial people. Yes, the House of Themis is not for play. We can and we will be fabulous as long as we want to. Period. Gotta get my stomach right though. Of course. As she should. She's a grandma. Not raggedy in the least bit, right? Not at all. That's all. Ain't nobody playing with these people. Don't nobody got time for this. We even sit around having these dumb conversations with them. I'll leave that to Themis. I got stuff to do. I'm gonna live my best life. And that's the thing I love about being a single mom. Because at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want about me, but what you ain't gonna do is dangle. No, you're not gonna have children. You're gonna die alone. The hell I will. I've been investing in my children. My children love me. My community loves me. I will not be alone. I will not be alone. I will not have a bunch of little raggedy people that don't even have the money to get to my funeral sitting there and talk about I'm their godfather and mess. Everybody gonna be around me, loving on me to my last breath. I know that for a fact. Okay? So they can go on ahead. She said, I'm the type of chick they claim they want, and I don't want them go to hell with go to hell with that mess. That's what I'm saying. They sit there and they talk all this stuff, but at the end of the day, with that type of stuff you talking, the type of person you really want will never, ever, ever even let you smell they. Listen, ain't nobody checking for y'all. So y'all gonna keep having these dusty conversations. No one cares. Let me go back to trying to find the good doctors. The good doctors. Let's see. Fields. Well, these are the ones I'm following. I follow so many people. I'm gonna have to do a sweep again. I'll be doing sweeps every couple months or so. You gotta check what you're consuming, people. Sometimes we be letting some stuff sneak in there that just ain't working. I'm not gonna go through this whole thing because if I'll get tired after a while looking. I'll send it to y'all in the Discord if I have to find it later. But it, like I said, it gets real. The body thing, and it's about subtle changes. You know what I mean? Like everybody wants to make these big old changes, and it's really about subtle adjustments. Like I said, calibration. You know what I mean? But so many people just don't really like themselves for being, and they want to go as far away from who they feel like they are. We are leveling up over here, period. Like they want to say that. Imagine they talk about Sierra. Absolutely miserable. Absolutely miserable people. There's nothing they need to talk about. I hate seeing women happy. Hate seeing women sitting there talking about stuff. Oh, you need to be accountable. You need to be accountable for your health. You need to be accountable for your debt. You mean the same debt that so many other people are getting? Student loan debt? Student loan debt? And then you sitting there talking about some, yeah, you need to just pay your debts. So you're saying because this is something that they're offering to all people who have student loan debt. So you're saying that Black women specifically need to say, no, that's all. We all right. We're just going to pay it when everybody's getting forgiveness. We're supposed to stand up and say, oh, no, that's all right. We have a sense of pride. We're going to pay our debts. I don't want to hear crap. Meanwhile, you got people quitting jobs so that they can dodge child support. If you don't miss me with that BS, I couldn't believe you need to be accountable. How dare you, 2020? Absolutely. And that's the thing. You know what, Deanne? That's what I love about you. I love about you because I call that your righteous voice. I tell my daughters, I said, you know what? Y'all got to, know how to hone your righteous voice. And your righteous voice don't come out all the time. Your righteous voice come out when somebody's really trying you, when somebody's really trying to play in your face. And that's that feeling you get in it that goes, you don't get to do that to me. You don't get to try to sit in my face and do that to me. How dare you? You hear that? You hear that bass? That's your righteous voice. How dare you? You got it from your diaphragm. Okay? You can't let these people play with you because they will. They try it every single time, trying to make you feel bad about stuff that not only are other people doing, they're not exempt. And then going to talk about, I'm trying to be nice. About what? Drop the bomb. I'm ready to hear it. I'm ready to rain it down on me. Okay? Hit me with spit your hottest fire at me. I'm ready. Because I may need it. I'm not accountable. So I need you to tell me the truth. Okay? Don't hold back. That's the new one. Don't hold back. 2022. Because I'm done. Like, I'm done. I'm done having these dumb conversations. I'm done. This is stupid. See, arguing with people that's committed to misunderstanding you. Arguing with people that's committed to seeing you humbled, bowed, bent, and broken. No. Not me. Not today. Like she said, not now. Not yesterday. Not tomorrow. Not ever. Okay? Because I'm a fat Black woman. I'm a fat Black woman. Okay? From the diaphragm. 2022. Absolutely. They think we playing. And like Deanne said, I love it. My favorite saying is, I have a lot of sayings. I realized my daughter was like, you said, I'd be like, what I say? She's like, Bob, you say a lot of things. You say a lot of things, but one of the things I say, I can show you better than I can tell you. I can show you better than that. When I get quiet, because I'm a talker, I will try to sit down. I'll try to explain. I'll try to, give you metaphors and all types of things. But once I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm going to do what I want to do. So what is exclusive to them is the child support debt, multitude of partners, out of wedlock children, etc. Like, yeah. Nobody got time for that. She said, I was talking to my husband the other day. I asked if the entire Mansfield can vote to press a button to make sure women can never have sex unless they're married. Do you think that they would? That is the thing. It's like they sit and they talk this dumb stuff that is so contradictory to the other dumb stuff that they're talking about. So if y'all feel like you're supposed to go out and have consumable women, but you're saying that it's all on the women to keep y'all from having consumable women. If one day every woman woke up, decided to get on code and said, you know what, they right. We need to be accountable. We're not going to have sex before we're married. We're going to choose better. And they stop having sex. Then they're going to be going around killing everybody. Dummies. Anyway. He said he should have shut up. Yeah, then the other one. He said, oh my God, Paris just posted a video of, ooh. Do you think like we could watch that and it wouldn't get cut off? I would love to watch. I be seeing people watching stuff sometimes together. He said, rest for the turn. What turn up? Said he should have shut up with that. Yeah, you gonna come up and try to, yeah, I'm a man that can have a woman rest in their femininity. What? Rest for the turn. Killing everyone or pegging each other sadly. Child, okay. The what's it called? The down lowedness of it all. Okay. And it's like, I remember Themis was waiting on this. I didn't really speak on it. I just alluded to it on the live, but I had an issue, not an issue. It wasn't my issue at that point, but like my second child's father, I suspected some things, and I cannot confirm because, that's his business. But I'm just saying, like, there were things that came up once me and his baby mom after me started talking that just kind of validated some feelings I had been having, some things that I had been, my intuition had been saying. And mind you, it's just like, my thing with him was like, you're my friend, so I just want you to be happy and whole, and you can still, whatever it is you are or want to be, you can still be a father to all of the children you have. I feel like if you just get yourself right, because he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. You know what I mean? He's a kind guy. He's a sweet guy, a soft-natured guy. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, he's the type of guy, he's not a drag to be around. And I'm not saying he's the life of the party, but he's an intellectual too. Like, he was the guy that I could have these types of conversations with, you know what I mean? And he wasn't intimidated by my intellect. If anything, it made him admire me and respect me. You know what I mean? I felt more like a mother figure or a big sister figure to him than a lover. And that was fine. But it was just like, you gotta accept yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's the stuff that you don't accept in yourself that is messing up what you could be to those that depend on you. You know what I mean? But it's hard because I gotta say, like, it ain't just the men. The men make it hard on themselves, but we make it hard on them too. But that's because they make it hard. But like, if you're the leader, we kind of go against what you say about you, but to a certain degree, we can't kind of go against what you're saying about you. You know what I mean? So if you're saying that this is what a man is, and clearly there's a lot of us, Shay Sade, that is going to just take your word for it and just go with that. You know what I mean? So if you don't like women being hard on y'all, stop making that the standard. You know what I mean? Like, just stop making that the standard. These men know that if student loan debt is forgiven, black women, oh yeah, we're going to take it and run. You hear me? It's going to be over. The kids going to be signed up in utero for college, okay? They gonna be ready. Everybody's gonna be on the track to college. All that stuff about your degree isn't worth it because of the debt. That'll be going with the stroke of a president spending them. They talking about they got a problem with debt, but then they sitting there making songs about reveling in syrup sandwiches and you know, poverty living and stuff. And I'm not saying that it's not without its charm, you know. The hood ain't nothing like black people. Ain't nothing like the magic that we make with so little. But they acting like debt is something that they got a problem with. You know what I mean? Come on. Go into debt trying to impress people. Go into debt trying to make people think that they got money. You know what I mean? She said they're going to die. They will. Shoot, they can't. I'm trying to. They have no idea. They need to stop talking. They just need to stop talking. Let us do what we do. Like Tiff said, let us put some lavender oil on them. Touch their shoulder or something. Stop trying to poke us all the time. Just let us sit and just, you know, just talk. You all right, bro? Just talk. Always trying to penetrate. You know, that's why I get tired. I stopped dealing with dudes like that because I was just so tired of them always trying to penetrate me. It's like I don't want that. I don't want that. Just keep that to yourself. Can we talk? And then you talk with him, you realize you don't even want to talk to him. It's good and crazy. We got child support debt, so I don't understand why they complain. They got car debt for them expensive cars they be driving. I don't know what because they don't want us bettering ourselves. Our debt is bad because we're using it to put ourselves in a position where we don't have to take on their debt. We don't have to be bothered with them. This is what Orange Pill talk about some. Oh, their egos. We need more ego. F that. We glamorize poverty too much. Poverty sucks. No charm, period. Just because I make it look easy does not mean it's easy. But black people can make magic with a lot too once we're healed. If more of us just had a vision of that, you are preaching to the choir. Black people are magical, but we got to do some healing. Absolutely. But you can't heal. The thing is, and this is what the men don't understand. I'm all for accountability, all for it, but I am not safe taking accountability for my stuff with a brick wall. I'm not safe taking accountability for my stuff with somebody who cannot deal with their stuff. I can shoulder my stuff, but I can't shoulder the weight of you pushing my stuff down on me. I can't do it. Most likely born with 410 credit score. How about you accrue some sort of healthy debt and build that score? Okay. I like conversations and stuff. Yeah, and then they always push it as, oh, women always talking. Like they love Patrice, what's his name? Patrice, he died, the comedian. And I'll be listening to his stuff, and I'm like, who the heck is he dealing with? Because I like silence too. I want people to get away from me too. Like, who are you so they got to sit and talk to you all the time? And then that clip Themis was showing Kevin Samuel talk about the lady talk about she wanna have somebody to have intellectual conversations with her. And I feel bad for her because good luck with that. Rocks a rock. That's what my grandma would say, like Scooby-Doo, rocks a rock. But you can make money off of debt. I'm all for self-accountability. But when are they going to take accountability for themselves? Patrice O'Neal, that's his name. Yeah, he be saying all types of crazy things like, what kind of bubble heads is you dealing with? But that's what they want. They don't want somebody. Me and my aunt was talking about that. He's dealing with no one. He too is dead. The end. He too is dead and died young too. That he did. Touche. But yeah, they want these little young bubble heads. And I don't want to call them bubbleheads because they're just young. But me and my aunt was talking about that. Like they want these unformed entities that don't know what's going on, don't know who they are, don't know what they want. Like it's hard. I look at my daughter. My daughter will be 18 on July 29th. And I'm looking at her and I'm thinking about how much like her I had to be at that age. You know what I mean? Just you just don't know. And you're not supposed to know. But how they're sitting there, you know, wetting their lips at the idea of pouncing on these girls as soon as they're legal so that they can just take advantage of that confusion. Like sometimes I'll be sitting and talk to her and I am a safe space. I'll tell her, if you disagree with me, let me know. If I'm wrong about something I'm saying, tell me. I make that space for her to correct me if I'm wrong, because I want a real dialogue and I want her to be able to, learn how to articulate herself and how she's feeling and express herself, give it language. But all the people who are just waiting to just pounce on her and make her feel like she's crazy. You know what I mean? Like I was having a conversation with someone the other day and I'm sitting and listening to it and I'm like, oh my God, this is how they were taking advantage of me, back in the day. This is what they were doing. And now it's so obvious to me at my big age now. But back then I didn't stand a chance because I was naive. I'm not even going to say naive, because naive is just I looked up the definition. Naive is just another way of saying innocent. I was innocent. I had no knowledge of that type of manipulation. I had no knowledge of these different things that are going on around me. I had no knowledge of the way, these people were. Your grandmother's birthday was 7/29. Oh, my best friend's birthday. I remember I was talking to my best friend and I was, feeling what later I realized was labor. But I was up and I was just moving around, and then I stopped talking to her at like 1 something, maybe 3 something, and then my water broke. And then I had her manipulate her, play on her intelligence. Yes, it costs nothing to shut up above Ruby's TV. Absolutely. They play on her intelligence and use her age again. Yes, they'll sit there and be like, oh, yes, she's the prime age, but then they'll turn around, oh, you don't know anything. Well, then you should be with her. If she's not mature enough to make decisions, she's not mature enough to do certain, you shouldn't be with. Like, that's why it's making me mad right now just thinking about the nastiness, the disgustingness of it all. And in my heart, the swagger jacking fools need to go back to bed. These people are professional, lifelong manipulators. They have no plan to do anything but manipulate and cope. Yeah, they just it saddens me. And like I said, especially when I realized I was having 2 daughters, I just was like, well, I gotta get myself together because I gotta be a proper guide for them. You know what I mean? I got to get my wits about me so that I can be on point, so that I can help them maneuver, because it was crazy, the stuff that I went through. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, Tiff was saying that we choose our parents and we choose our life road. And like now I can sit and say I feel that way. I feel like I'm exactly where I was meant to be, ordained to be, doing what I was ordained to do. But I know at that time it was dark. It was dark and I just was devastated. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, The Secret Life of Bees, or read the book. I think I read the book and saw the movie. And the sister that wound up spoiler alert, the sister that wound up taking her life. And even like the Green Mile, John Coffey's character, Michael Clark Duncan's character, those types of people who are just so sweet and kind that just cannot bear living in such an unkind world. I felt like that so many times where I was just like, what is life? What am I doing here? Who would ever want to be here? The earth is ghetto. You know what I mean? Like I have felt that so many times in my life. And when I look at my baby and I just see how sweet and kind and pristine, I'm talking about just her trust and the way she blossoms and blooms and opens and just so present. And I just think about so many people that are out there poised and ready to see her and try to steal her light for them and bottle it for themselves. It just makes me so there's a rage. I realize like I have an anger in me. There is an anger in me that is so primal. If you ever saw, like, it does hearten you, Suicide Squad, where the girl, not the bad acting, but just that idea, that kind of ancient primal force, power. Sometimes when I'll do meditation, I will say she'll just be moving and just, dark and brooding and just fierce, and it'll scratch your face off. You know what I mean? I feel that. That breed them concept needs to die. Yeah. It says when you're young, you can't see it. And as a grown man, try to detail the trajectory of a young girl's life. Yeah. Yeah. And this whole idea of like, oh, you need to be raised to be a wife and this and that and the other. No, you raise yourself up to become the type of wife that Tiff was talking about. You know what I mean? Like, yes, there is a difference between a wife and a girlfriend and this and that and the other, but they want a subordinate. They want a slave. They want a mental and physical slave. And I'm glad though. I'm so glad. It feels like a bad thing that Kevin Samuel's rhetoric and the manosphere rhetoric is coming into a place where you're actually hearing it out in the world. But it's a good thing because now you know who's who. Just like they were saying about the Donald Trump stuff. It's hard to see and it's hard to hear, but it is good that we can identify who's who. Because I'm telling you, had I known, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here because I dang sure wouldn't have no kids. Okay, nobody would have been touching me at all. Nobody would have been touching me. What she said? She said, Earth is mad ghetto. The next time the aliens come for young Pharaoh, whomever, my man will be mad. Okay. She said, my brother has special needs and some girls befriended him and unlocked the window and came back and told. Oh, that makes me so angry. That makes me so angry. That's their contribution. Make children with children before they know better than to tie themselves to you. Absolutely. The exposure was necessary. Yeah. And there's a shift happening because you see it, just like I said the other night. So people are so mad that younger people, and just people in general, are talking about their feelings, talking about their experiences. You're snowflakes. You need to toughen up. And no. We need to start talking more and more. I don't remember who that was in the Discord that was like, we need to start telling our stories more. We need to start telling on these people. We need to start telling on them. Stop letting them hide in the shadows. Stop letting them get away. Stop holding on to what's that called? Oh, we need to stop coming down on our men. We don't have enough good men. If he done touched your daughter, he's not a good man. We still don't. We still don't have any good men. Oh, look at you. It's only 11:37. Why are you looking so tired like that? I talked to my daughter. She coming in the room looking like she worn out. Sliding. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm looking for my charger before this computer dies. He's basically using his kids for shelter. Who? Who's using their kids for shelter? Oh, I do it on the other side. Concern said it. I do know a guy who hops from black men couch to black men, or baby mom couch to baby mom couch. Yeah, I saw some clips of that before, or not clips. Pictures of people saying like they got to get somebody pregnant so they have a place to live. Men do that. And to men and cry to women about not being able to be vulnerable. Okay. Yeah, they'll sit there and talk about, oh, women won't let us be vulnerable. Women, we're not safe. You're not safe with each other. And the thing is, the part that frustrates me so bad is because they'll sit there and talk all this smack about the women who will sit there and try to work with them and say, oh, they didn't choose right. They didn't choose better. And they were stupid and they're used up and blah, 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 blah. But those are the ones that are sitting there praying, waiting, hoping for them to open up. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that are like, oh, he'll open up for me. Just like we was talking about the man that had all them kids. And we like, oh, yeah, the baby moms after like the certain number is stupid or whatever. But those are the women that are like, I can fix him. I'm going to make him open up in love for real. And, you know, so it's just you can't win for losing. Because when you want to help these guys, and clearly they're not gold digging. They're not, because all these dudes that do that, they ain't got no money to do. What was that Iyanla episode with the guy that had like 30 some odd kids and she had all the baby moms except for maybe like one or two baby moms. And I would have been one of the two baby moms that just was not there because you not associate my face with this BS. I'm that person. I'm Mariah Carey. I don't know them. I don't know you. Like that's the role that I play. But have all them babies and stuff, and then they'll sit and say, "Oh, women just want money." And no, women want to. Most women, the women that y'all shitting on, are the ones that'll work with you, are the ones that'll sit there. You say, "Oh, you need to just love men and let them build with them and all this other stuff." Those are the ones. The ones you shitting on are the ones that'll sit there and hold you down. Hold you down. And they are pissed. Yeah. That's sad. I feel like my dad is doing that to my mom, and I'm grown. Wait till the divorce is finalized and he doesn't have to face me every day to come nest. Child, my ex's mom, once all her kids was out and her grandkids and everything was out, we want safety for our kids. We sure do. I remember she was talking to me because she was married to her husband. He wasn't her kid's father, but she was married to her husband when I met her son. And she loved, all the moms typically love me, of anybody that I've been with like that I've been around, they love me. But she was just like that first boyfriend that I was talking about before. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm divorcing him. I'm leaving this house. I don't know where he going. I don't know what he going to do." And she left. She sold the house. She went wherever she went. And my grandma was saying she saw the husband around the neighborhood still. And then not too long afterwards, he passed away. And he was nice to me. Like, I don't know what they went through, but he was always very pleasant and sweet to me. But, that's how it go. Like, listen, you better talk to some older women. You better talk to some older women. They even the ones they sitting there talking about, oh, they've been married for so years. Did they want to? Did they want to be? Or did they feel like they had to be? But let's talk about that. Can we talk about that? How many? What's the stats on that? How many people that had them long marriages really wanted it? How many people that had them long marriages did it because they wanted to be there and not because they just didn't know how to do anything else? They didn't know how to acclimate to this new existence. What Deanne say? Y'all want us to be your fantasy, but you don't want to make provision for that. We're making it for ourselves. And it ain't, and it's in you and our faith. No, I've had so many experiences, y'all, where I was just being me. I was just being me, living my life, doing whatever I needed to do. Like I said, asking questions, just trying to understand, trying to work with people, whatever. And I've been accused, you think you're better. And I'm not just talking about people I mess with, just people, you think you're better. You think you're so smart. You think you know everything. Like, I'm tired of people that just aren't secure within themselves, because nothing you do to build security for yourself they will never be able to be pleased, and they will always try to attack your security. You know what I mean? There will be so many out of wedlock children, do second families in these long marriages. Okay, how many people sitting there talking about, oh yeah, his children showed up at the thank you so much, K Maria MV, talking about you. They showed up to the funeral, his other family or whatever. Like, but that's what you're not supposed to say nothing. You're not supposed to say, you're not supposed to feel no type of way. You're supposed to ignore your intuition. You're supposed to, relinquish your dignity. Listen, I guess sometimes I wish I could go back in time and talk to myself, and just tell myself the real Zil. Okay? That guy's a reproductive abuser. Every time someone tells me I think I'm better, I just look at the and say, no, you think that's what, and then that's what I said. I remember is this guy from what I didn't know until, like I was grown, that they family, their matriarch never liked my grandma for whatever reason. And I remember this woman came up to me when I was 5 years old. And if anybody knows, like, I had watched Themis Live when I was talking about my book, I didn't know my grandparents were my grandparents. I thought they were my parents. And like I said, not because they told me that, but just because of the dynamic of the house. My mom is 13 years old. She's a child. So within that household, she's a child. And I just assumed she's calling them mom and dad. I start calling them mom and dad, and people just don't talk about certain things. They didn't talk about it, and they didn't correct anyone, and they didn't correct me. And this woman comes up to me at recess, and me and a child were talking, and I was like, oh yeah, such and such and such, my dad's going to pick me up, referring to my grandfather. That's not your father. That's your grandfather. So and so is your father. And it's just like, completely traumatized. You know what I mean? Just on a Tuesday. I don't know what day of the week it was, but I'm just saying, like, completely traumatized me, completely flipped my world upside down. You know what I mean? And for what? And then we wound up being neighbors, and so she had a son, and like one of her sons that was my cousin's age, they used to fight on site every time. And she had this son that was like a little bit older than me. And I remember one day something was going on, and I was out there. I was dating one of my best friends in the world, her brother at the time, and I had left my computer or something with him, and apparently something had happened, and the cops had got involved, and they got arrested, him and some other people. And I'm like, I come back from work, and I'm like, where's my computer? I'm just worried about my computer. Where's my computer? And I remember the lady's son talking about something. Oh, you just think you so much better than everybody. I'm like, no, you think I'm better than everybody. Like, I get mad. I really get mad sometimes at the dumb stuff. But yeah, long story short, I feel that way as well. Being with people secure in themselves, now that is goals, isn't it? That's all I'm trying to be. I said to somebody, I recognize that I know the difference now between being with people whose company, you don't mind, and being with people who honor you. And when you're with people who honor your presence and who really like just appreciate you, it is such a different experience. And I don't want to be anywhere but there. You know what I mean? And thank God, I have so many different spaces I've cultivated so many different relationships and so many different environments where I can go and have that experience. So I'm not hanging with people that's just like for stimulation. You know what I mean? Those are the kinds of adults that I will and have wrecked their lives. Protect the Black kids 2022. Absolutely. Absolutely. The way we call older people, we are just close with mama and daddy in the South. Be real confusing for children. Listen, but that's how it used to be. I remember the time in my life when I was younger when being outside was like just an extension of your house. You know what I mean? Where you knew that if you were caught doing certain things by certain people, neighbors, and people in your community, that it was almost like getting caught by your actual parent or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we were just that close. We were just that close. And it wasn't that people didn't have their stuff going on, but just people seemed to care more. And now it's just such an individualistic of what's up with us against them, and people hating, and like I don't know. I don't know. It's different, and it's sad, but it is what we is. And I feel like we can do it again, though. It's just really about an awakening of figuring out what our values are and what we want our values to be. I realized very recently that I have been intentional about the type of parent I wanted to be since I was 9 years old. Since I was 9 years old, I made a pledge to myself that I was going to be a certain type of mother to whatever children I wound up having if I chose to have children. And it was because of the experience that I had, the pain that I was feeling, you know, the longing that I was feeling for certain things. And that's why it's so bizarre to me when you see these individuals, when men and women, who come from experiences where they're like, oh, my mom didn't do this and my dad didn't do that and blah, 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 blah. And then they turn around and do the same thing or worse to their children. Like, how can you not correlate the fact that, okay, my mom did this and my dad did this, or my mom wasn't there, my dad wasn't there, whatever, and then turn around and do it to your kids? But that's getting caught up in that trauma. But the thing is, I thank God that I had the foresight to think of myself, to think at that time and say, you know, I am choosing to think of myself as a future mother in this moment and not just this broken child, you know, to heal myself in that way. And so it's sad that that doesn't happen. Okay, you know, it's sad, but we see the state of the union because a lot of people are just not doing that work. And I don't want to say it like, oh, I'm special, I'm better than anyone. It's not that, but I just wish that more people would just, and it's never too late. You know, it's never too late, even if you don't get the outcome you choose to or you want to, you can still get a better outcome than just letting it just be. You said by 13 years, I made up my mind that I didn't want children because it didn't look fun. And my mother was a married single mother. Yeah, that to me, that reminds me of that movie Cuties. And that was another thing that frustrated the heck out of me. Like, everybody coming down on the movie, everybody went, oh, they're dancing around. Of course, y'all going to miss the point. Of course, y'all going to focus on not the message. Because it's easier to focus on not the message. Because if you focus on the message that, hey, our kids are watching us, and if we're miserable, they don't want our misery, they don't want our situation, then that means you may have to take a look at your life and how you're living. And if you're really happy, make some changes. Unfortunately, trauma plus ignorance plus lack of resources, people sink into what they know. Very true. Oh, thank you so much. You're very mature and inspiring. And trauma is so real, hard to get past for so many. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I remember being a child and feeling, I remember so many adults just being like, wow, she's so wise. She's so, you know what I mean? Like, and now that I sit back and I think about it, I feel like that's being aligned and being connected. And you know how they say, like, when you meditate, sometimes you have to do inner child work, and that's, you have to sit and connect with the child that's in you and the trauma they may have faced at whatever age and stuff like that. And I feel like that's just being connected to, because you're aligned. And I'm about to get metaphysical here. You know, they say that time is happening all at once. We look at it as past, present, and future, but time is actually happening all at once. So if you're actually aligned, that you can kind of reach back energetically and connect with that knowing of what will happen in the future or who you are in the future. And I feel like that's that connection of being locked into that timeline, that you can access the knowledge that you need to get through that moment easily. I hope that makes sense to you. Please let me know if it doesn't. But yeah, that's my understanding of it now, because even when I sit and I talk about that moment when I was 9 years old, I recently had to do some inner work to connect to that moment of that trauma, of a trauma that happened when I was 9 years old, and what made me make that pledge to myself to be this type of parent. And even though the execution wasn't always 100%, the intention was always there, and it was the intention that led me to eventually getting back into alignment. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. But I'm going to put the link up one last time, see if anybody wants to talk, because I'm getting kind of tired just talking on my own. I probably could find some more. I could find some more steam if I'm talking with someone. But if no one wants to come up, and that's perfectly fine if you don't, I probably would just go ahead and end the live so that I could go lay down. And I probably won't go to bed, but, you know, be in a Discord or whatever like that. But yeah. Oh yeah, and I will be mindful to put those other plastic surgeons in the Discord so you can see. Because for one, it's just so impressive. Because after seeing so much bad plastic surgery, it's just so amazing to be like, oh, you can still look like a human being when you get plastic surgery. Like my view of plastic surgery is like, so when I see that some good I'm a lover of some good plastic surgery. Like I said, charge me up. All right, so I think that is it, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the outro. Hold it now. Oh no, we gonna play it over because I don't play that. I hate when it does that. There we go. See, myself always want to play me, but that's fine. By the way, that is my brother singing. My brother is a singer. I don't know what his Instagram is right now, but one day we're all going to listen to his song because it's a really nice song and it fits my platform oddly enough. But it's called Not Missing You. I think he has it on SoundCloud. I'm gonna have to ask him, but I was going to do like just a fashion and makeup channel. Used it, but thank you so much, Dean. Thank you for blessing us. You don't know, so the other live I did before they cut us off, I did an intro with your obliteration of Dean. So we all got to view that tasty morsel. But thank you as always for blessing me with your presence. I'm always quite honored that you take an interest in me because I know you do not suffer fools. So thank you so much for that. And yes, I very much so enjoyed this. It filled that empty space for the fruitcake game on Fridays. I thought I wasn't going to get. And I will see you guys in the Discord. Like I say, I do Woman Chat Wednesdays for my channel specifically. So you can join me here on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check my playlist for I have some interviews about my book. If you were interested in my book, but you're not quite sure about what it is, I have the interview with Themis if you missed that one. And I also have an interview for the Heartbreak Hill podcast with Rose Gold. And that's it was on television in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I was just like, oh yeah, I love that. That was cool. They found me. And I also have some videos that kind of go over what Level Up Single Mom actually is, what it is I'm trying to is level up how to the single mother's guide to reclaiming your dignity. I am going to try to pull that. Oh, you know what? I can do it in the I could do it in here. Give me a second. Trying to maneuver. I'm putting it in the chat now. That's the link to it. Come on, put it in there. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. So yeah, I just put that in the chat. So yeah, this was fun. I'm going to get off of here now. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Be safe, whatever you're doing. I hope you're safe. I hope you're loved. I hope you have everything that you need. And I will see you again soon, probably on Theme Society. He's doing 3 next week. So about that. And good night. Oh, wait a minute. No, I want to give you my email as well. No, get out of here. What is it? What is this? Okay. Yeah. And so that's where you can reach me if you want to send me any other ideas, anything else you want me to view with you guys, or anything else you want me to talk about, or just you want to say hi, just chit and chat with me. I am all for it. I love you all. I appreciate your attention.